Prescott going to get his contract?
So, if you heard the news this week, folks, Mike McCarthy is reportedly fed up with Jerry Jones undermining him because he's such a good head coach, even though he won a Super Bowl 12 years ago, and now he looks like freaking Santa Claus and can't coach his way out of looking up at the billboard at Jerry Jones' stadium. To answer your question, Dallas is sort of stuck. We talked about this last week with Trevor Lawrence. Here, paying Dak Prescott $60 million, when you say that sentence, sounds insane and it sounds asinine. But when you look at Dak Prescott's production and when you look at the market of what quarterbacks are making at the NFL, $60 million in 5 years is going to be a bargain.
I
Because
mean, just to bring, just to jump in here super quick, it's look at where the Miami Dolphins are with Tua. They're like, Tua wants, Jared Goff type money. He wants Trevor Lawrence type money, and the Dolphins are hesitant to give him that type of money. So it's kind of the same situation with Dak Prescott.
yes, because they're very good B2B plus quarterbacks, but clearly that has to do with coaching, with weaponry, and all that. Um, I don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to pay Dak, CD, and Micah Parsons. And Micah Parsons may be one of those edge rushers in the game, and CD Williams a possible top 10, somewhere in there receiver in the league. And I think that's where they're hesitant because Dak is probably somewhere between the 10th and 12th best quarterback in the league. And you're going to pay him top five money. It never equals Super Bowls. Something Jerry Jones is desperate to get.
Yeah, because the last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl, let alone won one, was in the late 90s. And yet they still claim to be America's team. I don't get it.
So, last Thursday, I teased this on Championship Rings last week because you had asked me whether I felt like there was more pressure on Trevor Lawrence or Dak Prescott. And I said, tune into Brandon's Warren on Thursday because I'm going to do a list where I list my top 10 NFL teams under pressure for 2024 to win games. Sometimes, again, pressure can mean playoffs. Sometimes pressure can mean division. Sometimes pressure can mean Super Bowl. It's based off your roster, your coach, your age, what you're paying your quarterback, your division, all of it I take into account. I listed Dallas at number 4 on that list, so pretty high. The only teams I had ahead of the Cowboys were the San Francisco 49ers, because I feel
Okay,
like it's a Super Bowl or bust for them.
I
Uh,
agree.
Now, this one's a little bit controversial, but I put them very high on the list. The Chicago Bears. And the reason why I put the Bears so high up is because they put all that investment into Caleb Williams. If Eberflus doesn't win games this year, he's fired, and it looks like a disaster for Chicago. There's a lot of pressure on Chicago to at least make the playoffs this year. And number one, without a doubt, I think the team with the most pressure on them this year is the New York Jets for obvious reasons to win games, to prove the Aaron Rodgers move was a success, to save everybody's job there in New York. Dallas is in a very similar situation. They have to not only win a playoff game, I think they may have to win two. And if they don't get to the NFC Championship game, which I don't think they will, because I don't think their roster is as good as it was a year ago, and I thought that was their best shot, and they blew it against the Green Bay Packers, then yes, everybody's going to be fired. Could Bill Belichick be the head coach? Who knows? He's dating a 24-year-old. Not my business, but that's more relevant news right now than what the Cowboys have done in the last 30 years.
I mean, think about this for a minute. The Cowboys are like, think about how many different teams have gone on to win a Super Bowl since the Cowboys even played in the Super Bowl. You got the likes of the Patriots, the Rams, the Giants a couple times. Obviously the Chiefs, Buccaneers. I could keep
Philly,
going.
I mean, you could keep going. Chicago, freaking Chicago. Rex Grossman brought that team to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Indianapolis, New Orleans, Green Bay, Pittsburgh. Again, I could keep going.
Atlanta, Carolina. I mean, Carolina. Are we kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about this. And people are trying to say Dak Prescott is already a top 3 quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys all time. Um, Has he been to an NFC Championship game yet?
Staubach, Aikman, and I would probably say Dak is third.
What about Tony Romo?
I think Dak's better than Romo.
Oh,
I think Dak's had better playoff success than Romo, and I think he was a better regular season quarterback than Romo. They have certainly
I,
won more in his term than they did with Romo over time.
I guess. But going back to the whole Mike McCarthy thing, if he hasn't gotten a contract extension, so this is his final season for the Cowboys potentially, and you're gonna have the Bill Belichick stuff hanging over him, but not just Bill Belichick, the former Tennessee Titans head coach Mike Vrabel, that is also could be hanging over Mike McCarthy.
I
So
cannot see Jerry Jones and Mike Vrabel working together. Could you?
I can't see Jerry Jones and Bill Belichick working
Well,
together.
reportedly, Belichick and Jerry Jones are friends. I mean,
What? um, but it's just like you have all these question marks hanging over your head for the Dallas Cowboys. Not just Mike McCarthy, not just CD Lamb, not even just Micah Parsons, but you also have DeMarcus Lawrence, who wants to get paid. You have problems with the offensive line. You brought back Zeke, so that shows how little you care about running the football. I mean,
yeah, I'll go one step further. Their division got better. Philadelphia got better. Washington got better. The Giants are the Giants, but Dallas did nothing to get better. Nothing.
yeah, yeah.
They made no moves. Zero.
So let me ask you an honest question, based on the entire NFC. So NFC South, NFC West, NFC North, NFC East. Could there be a scenario where America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, missed the playoffs entirely?
Oh,
Could you
absolutely. Absolutely. It's more on the table that happens than them making the playoffs. Let me go through the NFC for you just quickly. Obviously, we know division wise. You guys know my thoughts on the Eagles. I think we have a bounce back year. I think that let's say that we win the division. You got the
You probably
Niners.
will, because you haven't had a repeat division winner in the NFC East in years.
Okay, West, let's say San Francisco wins the division, and North, let's give it to Detroit. So there's those three right there. I think many people say those are probably the three best teams in the NFC. Then you've got your
Don't play about the
Tampas.
South. Yeah.
Well, then you have your Tampas, your Atlantas, your Chicagos, your Green Bays, your Los Angeles Rams. I would even put the Commanders in that conversation.
And the Seahawks.
I would not put Seattle in that conversation, though. I think Seattle's going to be terrible this year. We can have that debate another year. I think Seattle's 5 or 6 wins at best this year. I think they finish last in the West behind Arizona.
No.
Well, we'll have that debate, I guess, when it comes time for football season, but I don't believe in the Seahawks at all. So I just, if you want to put Seattle in there, fine. Count them. Seattle, Rams, Green Bay, Chicago, Atlanta, Tampa. That's 6. And then Detroit, Philly, San Francisco. That's 9 teams that I say right now are probably better than Dallas.
I would even say New Orleans is slightly better.
No, the Saints are not better. The Saints are going to win about 4 games this year. Sorry. Saints are going to be a bottom 3 team in the NFC. You can bookmark it here. I'll tell you right now, the Saints. What are the Saints? What do they have? Quarterback better than Dallas? No. Is their receiving core better than Dallas? No. Is their offensive line better? No. Is their defense better at any level? No.
You could make an argument their defensive line is better than Dallas.
Micah Parsons is better than Cam Jordan. DeMarcus Lawrence is better than whoever they have on the other side of Cam Jordan.
Marcus Davenport?
Not that good of a player. He's okay. He's not better than Lawrence.
I would say New Orleans has... I wouldn't say they're better than Dallas. I would say they're about equal.
No. Cowboys are miles better than New Orleans.
Overall, yes, I would agree there. But defensive line, I I think it's a little
Wait a
bit
minute.
close.
You just said the Saints are on the same level as the Cowboys. I just said the Cowboys are way better, and you said I agree. So which is it?
Sorry, I went brain dead for a second. Yes, the Cowboys are miles ahead of the Saints. Never mind.
Thank,
Forget I
thank you.
said any of that.